a question. The Jetstar manager's already testified. She's a witness. Is she allowed to be talking to the other witnesses that haven't yet during the matter? Because they're all sitting there having a great confab. One person's testified already. The rest of the witnesses shouldn't be talking to each other, should they?
As long as they're not talking about the evidence. Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah, it's the perception, isn't it? I'll ask the judge. Did you get the USB copy?
Oh, yes, I did actually.
Still need
I
mine
couldn't,
for them? Or?
Yeah, because I couldn't put it onto another USB. So what I've done is I put it on a disc.
Yeah.
I'll produce the disc, but I'll use your USB.
Yeah, it'll be easier for them.
Drive. Is that right?
Yeah, it is, don't worry. As long as I get it back at the end, I'm good.
Remember.
Yeah, I'll remind her. Yep, good as.
Charity will rectify the Hawaii to court, silence to stand for honor the judge. Just sit down, everybody. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Your Honour. The police now call Miss Leotele SAVAIINAEA. I did manage to locate the witness list.
Took us 6 months to get one. 9 months. Just say you've witnessed them talking to the person, the witness that's already given testimony with the other witnesses. Is that appropriate?
Thank you. Just place your hand on. Thank you. Do you swear by Almighty God that the evidence you're about to give regarding the matter now before the court shall be the truth?
Thank you. Can you please state your full name for the court?
Leotele, SAVAIINAEA.
And what do you do for job at the moment?
Lately, I'm enjoying it with my kids, spending time with them.
And how about in July last year? What were you doing as a job then?
I was a duty supervisor for Auckland Airport.
And what did that generally entail? What sort of things did you do in that role?
Pretty much oversee the staff and fill in positions where rotating the amount of positions to be able to fulfill the next role.
And what?
Landside operations, airport operations.
Oh.
And on 16 July, the morning of 16 July last year, 2022, what role were you working in then? Can you remember?
I was a monitoring operator.
And what did that entail?
Camera surveillance as well as checking everyone's swipe access coming through in and out of the airport, and also maintaining surveillance of the airport property and anything that can assist with the internal control room, which is ICR for any medicals, emergencies, whether it be police or fire service.
And where do you settle, or where are you based when you're reviewing all of this?
As a monitoring operator or a supervisor?
As a monitoring operator.
So I sit amongst the rest of the team. Yes, kind of like this setting where monitoring operators would be watching all the monitors, depending on what we have up, and reviewing close to 3,000 cameras. So just flicking through.
And so, of those 3,000, how many are you responsible for? How many are you watching at
All
that
of
time?
them. We cycle them through, so depending on if there is a situation, then I'm able to bring up certain areas and aspect of both terminals or the roadside buildings, depending on what we have.
And the cameras in your role, are you able to move them and zoom them in and out and
Pan, tilt, zoom for almost 3/4 of the cameras that we maintain.
Now, on that day, the 16th July 2022, did you receive a phone call from someone at Jetstar?
Yeah, I got a call from Sina just letting us know that they had a unruly passenger due to the cancellation of the flight that morning.
And what did you do in response to that phone call?
Our process is if we get a call from one of the agencies on airport is to automatically bring it up on camera when we're talking to them to be able to get information such as a description of the people involved and also the caller, note taking what's been said, and also depending on who's on, keeping in mind our security, dispatching them, and if need be, escalating into police.
And so what steps did you follow on this day?
When I got the call, I brought it up on camera, just as Sina was telling me what was happening. As soon as I ended the call, Nick from security had just called through that he was doing a 3F, which is a foot patrol in the terminals. And when he called through, I just happened to see him cross at the bottom of the camera that I currently had up. And then I redirected him to the counter.
And what's Nick's last name?
McIndoe.
Okay, so you've followed Nick on the cameras.
Correct.
And did you continue to monitor the cameras from where you were as to what was happening?
Yes.
And what were your observations at that time?
When Nick, so as Nick walked past the camera and I redirected him to the counter, he got to the counter and approached the agent that was currently there, Sina, with regards to what was happening with the cancellation, also the passenger that was there. Nick then stood to if I'm facing the camera and the counter, he stood to the left, so the right side of the counter as you're looking towards the door. And he stood there and was talking to the male, and it's the aggressiveness, the demeanour and how he was when he came across when Nick was trying to de-escalate the situation. And I felt that for me, it was then I needed to check in on him on the radio before Nick requested backup from the police.
So is your role effectively sort of an eye in the sky sort of situation?
Kind of like Big Brother, yeah.
Monitoring. And so did you check in with Nick at that point?
Mm-hmm.
And what did he respond?
I requested police to attend.
What was the answer?
He requested police to attend.
Correct.
And did you then, from your role, request police to attend?
I called them on the radio to assist, and they confirmed. They queried if Skygate was in attendance, which I did confirm with them, and they did say that would be 5 minutes.
And who's Skygate, sorry?
Skygate, sorry, that's the security company.
Okay. And where are the police? Is there police on hand, or where are they based?
Based at the airport, sorry.
Okay.
Based at the airport, within the airport vicinity, and about 5 minutes from the terminals.
I've just got the footage here, man, Registrar. I'll just ask that you see the footage and just confirm with you it was the footage that you were observing on that day. This version has other footage as well on it at the same time, so it might not look exactly as you might have seen.
From the beginning?
You could probably skip it to about 3 minutes, please.
Right, this lady here refuses to help. Right, this is going to go on YouTube, right?
Sorry about registrar. That's the next bit.
Yes, yeah. Thank you.
Right, this lady here refuses to help. Right, this is going to go.
Into the research has been awesome.
I'll probably be at this fine then.
Yeah, you're going to be a superstar.
So that footage on the left,
Am I not allowed?
is that footage you were seeing from the control room?
That was me controlling the camera.
Okay, and so this footage we see moves around, that's you.
Correct.
Would you call it from the control room, or what, how would you describe where you're
Yeah,
control room? Okay, and
What did you say?
yes, control room.
Yes.
You've called the police, and this footage carries on to the police arriving. And did you then follow the cameras
Outside?
Yes.
Correct.
We probably don't need to play that with you, but so you followed the interaction. Up until what point did you follow the interaction on the cameras?
Until they got into the car.
Which car was it?
Hold on. Sorry. Until police handcuffed them and took them outside. Yeah.
Okay. We could play the footage, but I don't think that's necessary to confirm that footage is the one you were.
Yeah, so it wasn't, so the cameras leading from the door outside, it wasn't just me, that it was already preset. So it wasn't just myself, I had colleagues as well. A few others who kind of set up different cameras and angles, so that way when I did jump onto it, it was just jumping onto each one.
I see. And when the police arrived, or how would you describe the man's behaviour as you were observing it through the footage? And
Just someone angry, someone that's, obviously the flight's cancelled, so you'd be a bit irate about the situation, but weather's unpredictable and you can't fly. Weather's unpredictable and you can't fly. Weather's unpredictable and you can't fly.
And in relation to when the police arrived, what observations did you make of the man with them?
Still the same demeanour he had with when we were watching, or when I was watching it with the Judicial agent, as well as with me.
And what about, I mean, that screen we have up now on the left is probably a good example. What about your observations as to the other members of the public that were around him during his interactions that you observed?
A bit more poised. I mean, they would be angry asking questions and trying to read book, but I didn't see anyone stand out as much or be a bit more angry and aggressive compared to the others that were at the counter.
And did the man go, can you describe the man going with the police when they arrived? Or how he went with the police?
Not willing. If anything, it was like he was trying to put up a fight.
And what was he doing to demonstrate that to
Just
your observation?
body pose, it was more of a, like, angry. It wasn't as if flailing the hands, but it was the aggressiveness and how he carried himself. And then you had someone filming as well, so it kind of escalated the situation in some sense.
Thank you, Ron. No further questions.